Robotic affirming works. If that's not something you expected me to say, keep watching because I have a lot to explain in this video. Let me just say up front, so there is no confusion, you can absolutely manifest using robotic affirming. I've done it, my clients have done it. It works. You pick an affirmation, you repeat it thousands of times a day, you saturate your mind with it, and your desire shows up. But is it a good way to manifest using robotic affirming? Are the results fully formed and long lasting? When your desire shows up, if you still have all the same insecurities you had before, all the same negative beliefs about yourself, all the same programming that made you feel unworthy in the first place, will you really be able to enjoy and sustain this manifestation? In this video, I'm going to explain why this way of manifesting actually prolongs suffering and isn't what I'd recommend for you. If you're new here, hello, I am your Muse Tracy. On this channel, I help you take your power back so that you can live the life you've always imagined. And you can stop settling for the unconscious and unwanted patterns that keep showing up in your life because the world is just your mirror, showing you more of you. And all real change starts within. So first, let's talk about what robotic affirming actually is. Robotic affirming is when you take one affirmation and repeat it over and over and over, hundreds or thousands of times a day until your conscious mind accepts it as true. Things like, my specific person loves me and chooses me. Money flows to me in abundance. I'm hired for the job I'm seeking. I pass the test and get a perfect score. So these are some examples. You say it while you're walking, while you're working, while you're driving, while you're falling asleep. Every chance you get, you saturate your mind with it. You give your subconscious no choice but to accept it. You crowd out all other thoughts because you literally leave no space for any other thoughts. And like I said in the beginning, it works. Your subconscious eventually accepts the new statement as true, and your reality shifts to match it. Your specific person comes back, the money shows up, the opportunities open up, you achieve the perfect score on the test, exactly what you're affirming. So why am I making this video then if it works? The reason I'm making this video is because there's a massive difference between getting something and keeping it, between manifesting something and actually enjoying it. Robotic affirming can get you the thing, but it doesn't change the person receiving the thing. And therein lies a bigger problem. Let me explain what I mean. When you're robotic affirming, you're essentially overriding your subconscious programming through sheer will and repetition. You're forcing a new belief on top of the old one. But the old belief is still there. The programming that made you feel unworthy, unlovable, not enough, not abundant, not, highly qualified, that's all still running underneath. So you manifest your specific person through robotic affirming. They come back, you're together, but you still believe deep down that you're not good enough, that you're going to lose them, that you have to work hard to keep them, that you're not truly deserving of love. Those beliefs didn't go anywhere. They're still running there, still running, still creating your experience on autopilot. So then what usually happens? Well, you get anxious, you get insecure, you start thinking of all the ways it can go wrong and fall apart. You start questioning, their feelings. Again, if this is a specific person we're talking about, and you start acting from this fearful place instead of from a loving place. Your energy completely shifts, and you can't hide your energy. It's completely visible to everyone all the time. And slowly the relationship deteriorates, or, they pull away, or you sabotage it yourself because deep down you still don't believe that you're enough, that you deserve it, because again, you didn't change the underlying beliefs about yourself. Same thing with money. You robotically affirm your way to maybe a big sum of money. It shows up, but you still have programming that says money is hard to get or hard to keep, or I'm not worthy of having a lot of money, or I'm not good with money. I don't deserve financial abundance. So what happens? You spend it recklessly, or this happens all the time. You get unexpected bills, expenses, something breaks or, a speeding ticket out of nowhere, right? You get these unexpected bills that appear out of nowhere, or you make poor financial decisions. And either way, the money disappears just as fast as it came in. This is what Neville meant when he said there is no one to change but self. You see, reality is your mirror. It's reflecting the parts of yourself that you cannot easily see. It's the whole design. It's the whole design here. It's really all that's going on. So when you're trying to just change the mirror, change the mirror, change the mirror, change the mirror, again, you can do it. You can do it. You can sort of like trick the system. But really, and that's the point of my video, why I'm making this, you're not tricking the system. You're tricking you. And like I said in the beginning, this is a sure way to actually prolong suffering. This doesn't alleviate suffering. It actually prolongs your suffering. So, again, you can seemingly trick the mirror for a little bit, but as I've just been explaining, when the thing shows up, if you haven't changed you, that programming is still running. Well, guess what? The mirror that's designed to show you more of you is going to start reflecting you because you didn't change you, right? Am I making sense here? So let's work with the design of this reality rather than trying to trick it or cheat it. I don't like the word cheat, but, trying to get one up on it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And it doesn't work anyway. And like I said, that's a sure way to just prolong suffering, right? Because you're trying to trick the system. So you can change your circumstances temporarily through this sheer willpower thing and repetition. But if you don't change yourself, your self-concept, your programming, your beliefs about who you are, those circumstances will eventually revert back to match your internal state. Because again, that's how everything is designed. That's how the reality is designed. So this isn't me. I'm not making the rules. I'm just telling you how it works, trying to save you from this perpetuating suffering thing. So eventually it will revert back to match your internal state, which if you didn't change the programming, guess what your internal state is based on? The programming. And it does this every time, every time, every time. I've seen this pattern with so many people. They manifest the thing through this sheer willpower, robotic affirming, method that everybody tries at least once. Again, I tried it too. And then they lose the thing. They lose it over and over. And they don't understand why. They did the work, They got the result. Why didn't it last? Because they never changed the person experiencing the result. So there is a better way. And here's the better way, the way I teach. And why do I teach it this way? Because of my own experience of doing it wrong and learning from my mistakes. So instead of overriding your programming, just laying them on top with your robotic affirmations all day, every day, instead of doing that, the better way is you change the programming itself. You go into the subconscious and identify the beliefs that are creating your experiences and running your life on autopilot. How did the lack of abundance, how did the lack of SP get there in the first place? I think it's the programming. The beliefs that say you're not worthy, not lovable, not deserving, not enough. You look at these, you identify them, and you change them. You rewrite them. You replace them with the truth of who you actually are and who you now choose to be. Your consciously chosen self-concept, not the one that was just put upon you, that you didn't even choose, not that one. When you do this work, when you change the programming at the root, you don't have to robotically affirm an effort to manifest anymore, like at all, because you're not trying to convince yourself of something you don't believe. You actually believe it. You integrated the new beliefs, and the new beliefs are now your truth. You don't have to repeat, I am worthy of love 10 million, thousand, trillion, billion times a day. You don't have to when you genuinely know you're worthy of love, when you've done the work to integrate that belief into your subconscious programming deliberately. You don't have to force yourself to affirm abundance when abundance is your birthright and your natural state of being, and you've done the work to change that in your programming. The manifestation becomes effortless because you're not fighting against your own programming anymore. That's really what robotic affirming is doing. You're fighting against yourself. So you don't have to do that anymore. You've changed the programming. And here's what's beautiful about this approach. When your desire shows up, you're ready for it. You don't have the same insecurities. You don't have the same fears. You don't have the same beliefs that would have sabotaged it before. So you can actually receive it, and you can actually enjoy it, and you can actually keep it, because you've become the version of yourself who naturally has it. This is what I work on with my clients. We don't just focus on getting the thing, no one to change but self, right? As Neville would say. We focus on becoming the person who already has the thing. We identify the programming, blocking whatever your desire is. We change the beliefs, creating lack of that desire. We rebuild the self-concept from the ground up, and then the manifestation happens naturally, effortlessly. And the best part of all, it sticks because you're not going to push it away. Because you're not the same person who manifested from lack. You know, once you do this work, you've transformed into someone who creates from wholeness. Let me break down what this actually looks like in 4 very practical steps. Step 1, you identify the programming. First, you have to identify what beliefs are running in your subconscious, what programming is creating your lack experience, SP missing, money's not here, job's not coming, whatever it is, house, car, boat, whatever it is. If you're struggling with your specific person, what do you actually believe about yourself in relationships? Do you believe you're not good enough, that love always leaves, that you have to earn love and affection? If you're struggling with money, what do you believe about yourself in relation to money? Is it that you're not good with money? Is it that it's hard to come by? Is it that you don't deserve abundance? Is it that you just don't get to have that? These beliefs are your programming, and they're actually creating your unwanted experiences behind the scenes and automatically, which is exactly how the positive programming will start to create your experiences once you change the programming. So do you see why this is so key? Efforting for your manifestations is not the way. This is what so many teach, but again, like I said in the beginning, it only creates more suffering and honestly serves to keep you stuck. That's not what we're about on this channel. That's not what I'm about. There's a better way, and I'm teaching you this better way to set you free and relieve you from unnecessary suffering. Okay, step number 2. Now that you've identified the programming, you change the programming. This is the deep work. This is the deeper work that I do with my clients. You can't just affirm over the old beliefs. You have to actually change them. And we're not running away from them like they're, ooh, big, scary things. No, they're not. They just need to be looked at. They need to be acknowledged, and they need to be changed. And you have all the power to do that. So this means processing emotions that might be attached to them. That's definitely a part of this. Understanding where they came from is huge, and consciously choosing new beliefs that align with your chosen now truth. So things like I'm not good enough becomes I'm inherently worthy and lovable. Money is hard to get becomes money flows to me effortlessly, and there's always more than enough. I always lose what I love becomes I am secure and always chosen. But you don't just say these new beliefs, you integrate them. You make them true at the level of your subconscious. Again, this is the work I do with my clients. We go deep into the programming and we change it at the root. Step number 3, you rebuild your self-concept. Once you've changed the programming, you build a new self-concept, a new identity. You're no longer someone who has to fight for love. You're someone who is naturally loved and naturally chosen. You're no longer someone who struggles with money. You're someone who is naturally abundant, and abundance flows to them naturally. This new self-concept becomes your new default, your natural state. And from that state, you don't have to effort. You don't have to robotically affirm or effort in any way. You just naturally create from your chosen upgraded programming. Step 4. And this is where manifestation becomes what it's actually meant to be, which is effortless. You're not trying to convince yourself. You're not fighting your own beliefs. You're not overriding programming with willpower. You're just being. And from that being, everything you desire flows to you naturally, effortlessly. This is how manifestation is supposed to work, not through force, not through repetition, through transformation. So let me be clear about the difference if I haven't already been clear. With robotic affirming, you force a new belief on top of old programming through repetition. You get the thing, but you still have the same insecurities, the same fears, the same beliefs about yourself, so you can't enjoy it, and you likely can't keep it. The inner work way. You change the programming itself. You become a different person. You get the thing effortlessly, and you keep it because you're now the person who naturally has it. Both work, but one is temporary, one is permanent. Both can get you results, but one leaves you unchanged, and the other one transforms you. Both require effort, but one is constant effort to maintain and will feel like a constant uphill battle. One is upfront effort that leads to effortless manifestation. Here's the truth. You can manifest anything you want through robotic affirming. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it doesn't work. It does. I've done it. I've heard other people doing it. I see my clients doing it before they come to work with me. And you've probably done it too. But ask yourself this. Do you just want the thing? Or do you want to become the person who naturally has the thing? Do you want to spend your life fighting against your own programming, or do you want to change the programming so there's nothing left to fight? Do you want temporary results, or do you want lasting transformation? Most people choose robotic affirming because it seems easier. It seems faster. Just repeat affirmations and get the thing. But then they get the thing and realize they still feel the same. They still have the same fears. They still don't feel worthy. And they have to keep robotic affirming just to maintain what they manifested. It's exhausting because without the robotic affirmations, guess what comes back in? The old programming takes over and they're back to square one. That's not freedom. That's, as I just said, exhausting. The better way is to do the inner work once. Change the programming at the root permanently. This change is permanent, by the way. Become the person who naturally has what you desire, and then watch how effortlessly everything starts to flow into your reality. So here's what I want you to take from this video. As I've said many times throughout the video, yes, robotic affirming works. You can absolutely manifest using it, but it's not the best way. The best way is to change who you've been told you are. That's what programming is, by the way. What you've been programmed to think about yourself that you didn't even choose in the first place. Do the inner work to transform your programming and your self-concept so that you're not fighting against yourself anymore. Because once you do that work, manifestation becomes what it's meant to be: natural, effortless, and permanent. You don't just get the thing, you become the person who has the thing. And that makes all the difference. Most people watch this video and it might, I hope I've done a good job convincing you, but might still, just because, again, it seems easier, choose robotic affirming because, they want a quick fix. They just want the thing. They want the thing without going, too deep. Again, I've been there, you guys. I know what that's like. And again, as I've already said, they'll get the thing and they'll likely lose the thing, or they'll just have to keep efforting for forever. Okay, I'm not trying to put it on you that you'll always lose your thing. You can effort forever and keep it if you're up for that challenge. But I finally got around to the but. You're not most people if you're watching this. You're here because you're ready to do the real work. The work that actually transforms you. If you want my help doing this inner work, changing your programming, rebuilding your self-concept, becoming the person who effortlessly manifests and keeps what they desire, there's a link in the description below to find out more about my coaching program. After you read that website, if you still have questions about the program or about working with me, there's also a link in the pinned comment down below where you can book a free consultation with me. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.